Similar.
Jared, count us in.
All right. We're on 40, right?
Yeah.
All right. We Like Dota, episode 40, starts now.
So good.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to We Like Dota. This is We Like Dota, the internet's casual Dota 2 podcast. I'm Brian Sabone-Yinger, and joining me this evening is the internet's Dota 2 curmudgeon, Ben Yadneb-Day.
Hey, Brian, how's it going?
Good. I'm changing it up, introducing you before Jared Clyde Frog Pedersen.
Wow,
Yeah,
controversial.
well, it's probably because I haven't been here in 17 weeks.
The people, maybe let's remind.
I'm not even here.
Yeah, let's remind people who he is.
Yeah.
He is Jared Clyde Frog Pedersen.
Jared Clyde Frog
Hey,
Pedersen.
guys.
Yeah,
How's it
that's who
going?
he is.
The internet's Dota 2
And I'm
father.
waiting patiently for my introduction.
You're not introduced. You're a producer.
All right, what
You're
is this
behind
guy
the
doing?
scenes.
What is he doing?
Joining us for part of the show is executive producer of the show, Cheeks of Flappin'.
Senior executive.
Senior executive producer, Cheeks of Flappin'. How's it going,
Self-proclaimed.
Cheeks? Okay, good. All right, how you doing, Cheeks? Good.
We lost him already.
Oh, boy.
No,
He got us.
yeah,
I'm mixing it up for you too.
that was a good one. I like that.
That was...
That was good.
All right, folks, what do you say we
Sky.
start the show, as is tradition, with our
Well, no.
We
Audible,
Like Dota
Audible,
League.
time out.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
Well, it is, as is not tradition.
Yeah.
As is not tradition.
We're going
right?
to change it up.
Yeah, we're not going to do Who'd You Play.
Guys, I was trying to make a joke.
Well, we screwed it up for
I
you.
know.
It's
All right, Jared, why don't you tell us what's going on?
All right, well, we're going to do a little bit of a retrospective here for...
for the WLD.
Yeah, the We Like Dota League. Well, we officially were eliminated on Friday.
Yep.
And
Let's talk about what's going on with your voice. First.
okay, yeah.
'Cause
It's
sorry, guys.
incredible.
Your voice is great today.
Yeah, it's wonderful.
So, Jared, for those who don't know, Jared has been away for maybe 3 or 4 episodes,
I
getting
think it was like 2.
2 episodes, getting vocal surgery so he could be a better podcaster.
No.
That's not really what happened.
No,
Okay.
I cleaned a garage, and since I'm a ginger, I'm sensitive to everything.
Right.
Like dust, sawdust, mold, mildew,
It sounds great.
the outdoors, partially of the indoors. I mean, pretty much anything and everything I'm sensitive to.
I think we should make this a thing.
I don't. I feel terrible.
I'm
If you
sorry.
could clean out
That's
your
all right.
garage for about an hour before we
Before
do the
you tape the
podcast
show.
every
All
week.
All right,
that'd be
yeah,
great.
I'll see what I can do.
Yeah.
But
So what are we gonna do?
We're doing a little retrospective for our We Like Dota League, basically kind of talking about our impressions, who we enjoyed playing, and I don't know what else, but
Well, we're out of it. So
yeah,
spoilers.
we're dead.
So the league is still happening, but we just want to talk about our experiences because we're selfish.
It's our podcast,
And it's
damn
our
it.
podcast, so we can talk about what we want.
Here's my first question.
All right.
Cheeks, you're allowed in on this, yeah.
Cheeks, I want to hear your impressions of what it's like playing with us. How,
Well, yeah, give us the inside scoop.
as a person on the West Coast who doesn't live in the same town as us,
Right.
what's the deal with that?
Because that's a unique perspective for our team as the only out
Unintended synergies, I think. Well, I mean, the reason I like playing with you guys is because I really feel like we're kind of all at the same place.
I would agree.
Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we've all been playing about maybe like a year and a half, maybe close to 2 years, and we're just getting into team matchmaking. And, we've been solo MMRing or just doing like, a couple little solo queuing or just like, games with 1 or 2 people and haven't really played a lot of team games. So it's like we're discovering what it means to play team Dota together.
It's
Right.
like a whole new game, to be
It's-
honest.
It's
very
a
different.
whole new game.
Right. For a game that has many layers, it's another layer on top of that.
On top of the
Exactly.
212 layers that were already there.
Right.
Exactly.
It's frustrating because I think we went in, we're like, all right, we're going to do 2-1-2. People are going to stay in their lanes until about 10 to 15 minutes. And then they're going to essentially kind of agree on a lane to fight a team fight in. And
90% of that will be mid.
And we're going to be, it's probably going to be mid, and we're going to be ready for it. And
Yeah.
that's not how this works at all.
No.
Yeah.
God, we
Not
were
at all.
so
Which we,
bad.
we knew that,
Yeah.
but we didn't really know that, I
Yeah.
think. So-
Yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, we weren't really prepared for how to play against
Organized teams. Yeah.
organized teams.
Yeah, no, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
But we got better.
Hats off to the teams that we played.
Yes.
Yeah, all the teams.
Yes.
And for full disclosure, we lost every match that we played, except
Every
for the
single
one.
match.
One we won by default.
Right, but when you actually played it, we lost.
We lost the actual
Yes.
exhibition match that was
Yeah.
tied to that.
right.
So
So let's talk about our first match against Too Easy for RTZ.
Let's not.
Okay.
well, that was our worst match, I think. Right?
That
I
was
mean,
it was
easily
pretty
the
bad.
worst.
was it 20 minutes even?
It wasn't. I don't even know if it was 20 minutes.
It was, yeah, we got beat pretty handily.
So at
I
that
believe
point, we
it
were feeling
was.
deflated.
I believe it was the Kings of Convenience who said failure is the best way to learn.
and we got better.
And I feel like
Yes.
we definitely learned a
did.
lot from
We did.
from that massive
from that
failure.
first match.
I think that first match just taught us that we are not good. I don't know.
Yeah, I would agree with
I
that.
don't know if we really learned a lot of specific things other than we
Humility?
need to. Well, I think you know what we took away though was level 1 is not going to be what we think it's going to be, and level 1
Yeah.
we need to be really careful traveling around. You're spitting on your thing.
No,
Yeah.
I've got like a hair sticking out
Okay,
of it.
I
And it's
didn't know
like
what was
going
going
down my
on.
nose.
That's gross.
But level 1, we need to make sure that we are grouped up, that we have a plan going into the game.
Right. right.
and that-
right.
And that we need to learn how to respond to pressure. I think that's what level 1 taught us.
Yeah,
Or game 1 taught us.
Yeah,
about.
game 1, level 1, because I think
Yeah.
we lost you and I think Cheeks right away at the 0-minute spawn.
That's the
like
one where
the rune spawn.
Yeah, that's where we went. You guys were going to the rune. I said, "Don't go to the rune. They're missing. Don't go to the rune." We still went to the rune,
Yeah. And then you died.
and then I died, and
And
everybody
then
died.
Cheeks died.
I think we lost like 2 or 3 people right off the bat.
Yeah. Well, I know 2 for sure.
And then it was just bad.
Yeah, it was rough.
Tell us about game 2, because you seem to remember the most out of this, Brian. What was game 2?
Game 2, who did we play game
HD.
2? Yeah, we played the Huge Douches.
Yeah.
Which they also knocked us out of the tournament.
Which I
in the
like those
playoffs.
guys. I think we've had a lot of interactions, especially with Kyler and Huge
Yeah.
Douche. We've gotten to know those
Well,
guys
his
a
name
little
is
bit.
constantly changing.
Yeah,
Sometimes
whatever it
it's
is.
Huge Wang,
Yeah.
and then Huge Pair of
But
Testes.
those guys have been kind of with the show for a while. I think like from pretty early on.
Yeah.
They were
Yeah.
listeners of the
Yeah.
show. So
Early guild members.
yeah,
for sure.
early guild members. So it was fun to play with those
It was
guys.
interesting to
Yeah.
play them in the group stage and then in the playoffs because
Yeah. Well, what
I
happened
feel
game
like-
2? Like the first game time we played them. What happened the first game? I'm trying to remember.
we lost.
We
But it
lost.
wasn't as
really
bad, though.
That was.
I
think
forgot
that,
to ban Jakiro.
Yeah, that
We
was
forgot to ban Shakira.
number
That's
one.
the game.
Number
Yep.
1. I think you were on our offlane Viper, and then we ended up picking. No, that was the last game.
I was on Wraith King, maybe.
Yeah, I think you were on Wraith King the second
Yeah.
one. And,
Was I Viper that game?
I think no, I don't think you played Viper this time.
I don't know. I don't think I did either.
I think we lost to another tri-lane.
Yeah, no, it was definitely we lost
And
to another
then-
tri lane.
I think that was the game that we figured out we don't know anything about tri-lanes,
Yeah.
how they work, and how to counter them.
And
we're completely clueless.
we lose the lanes.
We always lose,
We lose
two
the
out of
lanes.
we lose 2
Yeah.
out of 3
Oh,
lanes.
game two,
every-
game two. It
I
was-
was mid Weaver.
Yeah, mid Weaver.
Yeah.
It was a Weaver bad mid
So
lane.
I was the only I won my lane and we lost every other lane because it was
By a
Jared and I.
lot.
Jared and I in mid.
Yeah.
We won mid. Although I think HD would debate that.
No, I think we.
I think we won mid.
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
Well, it was 2-on-1 too.
2-on-1. It wasn't
We
a
were
fair.
playing at
yeah.
Zeus.
With an
But then we
Yeah.
lost those other 2 lanes, and we didn't ban Jakiro. But
Right.
we learned we don't know how to do anything against tri lanes, and we're not as good at team fights as we thought we were. I think it's the
I
other
would
thing
agree
we
with
learned
that. I
because
would
we
agree
thought
with
we
that.
thought we were going to win it in the team fights, and we still
Yeah.
had some issues in the team fights. And
Well, I think what it comes down
and we
to-
don't know how to do early pressure.
No,
we
what it comes
know it
down
needs to happen.
Is
so.
in the laning phase we get pretty far behind
Yes.
in experience
That's
and
right.
gold.
Yep.
And it compounds.
If you get behind in the laning phase, if you get so far behind, you can't make it up
Yeah,
later
Yeah.
in the game.
yeah, and I think that's basically what it comes down to is we're not efficient, and we just get too far behind.
And we fall way behind on most
Yeah.
lanes. We can't lose 2 out of 3 lanes and expect to come back.
God no,
And that's what we were doing every single match, basically.
easily.
Yeah. So, if not 3 out of 3, I mean, at least 2 out of 3, but usually,
Yeah.
Because you aim to not lose the lanes.
right. You want to
Right.
win those
You,
lanes.
you aim to not lose or win the lanes.
Yeah.
Right.
It is defense of the ancients, not
It
kill
is.
the other
It
guys.
is.
Correct.
Not win the team fight.
Exactly. So, moving into game 3,
Objective based
Against
Dota.
the
Canadians, right?
Canadians.
Canadians.
That's how they spell it.
Okay.
Canadians.
That was essentially an exhibition match because of some obscure rule. They essentially lost that game but we
Hold
still
on,
played.
That's not an obscure rule. That's,
They were
that's
added
a-
after. They
it's
were
a
added
rule.
after everything had started.
I didn't know why we won, but I wasn't gonna.
You make it
debate
sound like we put it in the fine print or
Well,
something in the rule book.
I'm gonna be honest. I felt a little bit bad for them losing a game when they actually won.
They're gonna be fine in the playoffs. Don't worry about those guys.
Okay, well, whatever.
They're gonna do just fine.
But they beat us. I think. I mean, that's the game I talked about. I had a sense of apathy, a little bit towards that game, but they were still way better than us. So I don't think it made a huge difference.
I remember being very discouraged after that match, even though
you got frustrated.
Well, it was nothing that the other team, the Canadians, they were the nicest team we've ever.
They're
played
very
against.
nice. They were
great guys.
Yeah, that was
Absolutely.
fun.
It makes sense from Canadians.
Hoju or Hoju Simpson, however you say his name.
Yeah.
His Magnus was insane.
That's right. That was the Magnus
it was
game.
really
it was
good.
a really good
Oh
Magnus.
my
game.
goodness!
Yeah,
And we did nothing to counter that either.
it was rough.
So
Like
that game,
by
I don't-
BKBs.
So Brian got frustrated. I don't think I really learned much out of that game just because I didn't approach it the same way.
Yeah,
As
we also
as
put you on sniper.
And you put me on sniper, which we normally don't do that. It was just something we were experimenting with a little bit to see. And it seemed like it made sense with the draft.
Oh, it did. I think
which
it
is why we
made a
wanted
lot
to
of sense
do
with
that,
the draft.
but it's not something we had practice per se. So
Right.
No.
And then we go to our best of 3 match, which so much better.
Oh my gosh!
We learned a
want
lot. So
I don't know what happened. Well, I think, Jared, I have to give you a round of applause
Well, thank you. You should.
because
I'm kidding. I have no idea.
you encouraged us to play with just really bold strategies. Well, for you is
They were,
game 1 with the level 1 Roshan.
Right.
And then
Which
Cheeks in game
I
game 2.
poo-pooed on the level run Roche
Yeah.
thing. I poo-pooed on that for weeks and months.
You did.
I said, this is not going to work. This is dumb, and we're going to lose more than we gain.
Yeah, conceptually, I got this idea from Cloud9.
Right.
And I think they did this in the international qualifiers.
Okay.
So, I mean, we're talking 3-4 months ago.
Yeah.
But in fairness, when we practiced this, it was a train wreck initially.
Oh, God, yeah.
I mean, because we did it. You do have to practice this type of thing. It's not something that's just
Yeah.
going to happen naturally. We were dying to Roche. Like 2 or 3 of us would die to Roche.
Yeah.
We might kill
we couldn't even
Roche.
TP down
We couldn't
correctly.
TP down correctly. We were screwing up
I
on the
tell ya.
salves. It was just a mess.
It was.
But we did, for some reason, the night of that first match of the best
It
of
all
3,
just came together,
it
baby.
pulled together. We practiced it a couple times before the match, and we got it together. We actually had switched up the strat too. Luna was not part of that strat initially.
No.
But we wanted to have my big pushback to Jared was,
Put you on somebody you're comfortable with.
well, it's not worth it to do it if the rest of the match we're kind of crippling the rest of the match
would
as we
agree,
go
yeah.
through it. So
Yeah.
we didn't want to do it that way. And so we went with some heroes we were a little bit more comfortable with, and it ended up working out. And
Yeah, it really did.
I think it gave us a psychological advantage a little bit early on too with HG, who probably was thinking this is going to be really easy. All of a
Well,
sing they see.
I don't know if they were thinking it's going to be really easy, but I
They
think
might
they
have
were
been.
thinking that it's not going to be hard.
I think they probably went in with confidence. But I do think all of a sudden they're seeing in the screen, oh my gosh, they just level 1 Roche and they have a huge advantage. And we maintained that advantage for a little while.
About 7
psyched
minutes,
them
I would
out.
say.
Oh, yeah.
About 7 minutes.
Somewhere less
'Cause
than
we-
10. Yeah, less than 10 minutes.
We
Until
also got
I
first blood,
We got first blood as well. It was a huge
and we were
psychological
doing
advantage.
really well against that tri lane.
And we responded well to the train. I think just because of the makeup of our lane that we had there.
And we had the advantage of levels.
It makes a huge difference
Yeah,
for the tri lane.
absolutely.
So that gave us
And you had the Aegis.
and it was a pretty good game overall.
Right.
They outplayed us and they ended up winning.
Yeah.
We lost when I made a really bad call.
We had a
to
couple-
push a lane for
Yeah.
like
I
2
think
minutes
I think
and
we
not
did
actually
have,
getting it.
We had probably 1 or 2 ill-advised calls.
And they had a killer team fight comp,
They did. Their team
God,
fight.
yeah. That.
which we still
Yeah.
haven't figured out how to
hats
beat.
off. Hats off to that.
They're
Yeah,
great.
no
Yeah, they
kidding.
were fun to play against. But they had a great team fight comp. We made some bad decisions that got them back in the game.
Yeah. I would agree with
I think
that.
we even tried to do some, tried to apply some pressure that didn't really work out. And we were just wasting our advantage
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
a little bit
Wasting
too.
time.
So, but yeah, I think we were encouraged after that match. Like, oh my gosh, at least we pulled something neat off, and at least we're giving them a little bit of a game here.
Yeah. I
And
would
then,
agree.
And then game 2, we pulled another audible with that, and we had Cheeks of Flapping as our shot caller. And Cheeks, tell us a little bit about that experience for you.
For me, I was, it was perhaps our last match, and it did end up being our last match because we lost. And so I just thought, maybe we should. It felt like we'd been trying to play conservatively and sort of traditionally.
I would agree.
so much for the prior games that I was just like, well, let's just move around a whole bunch, be super mobile instead of being everywhere they expect us to be. I mean, it helped us out a little bit in our game one with the level 1 Roche, I think. The HD wasn't expecting that. And so, I thought maybe we'd just go in 5-man lane for a little while and then kind of move around, push here, push there, and kind of try and psych them out a bit. And it kind of worked a little bit.
Yeah. I think that it definitely threw off their timing a little bit, I think, initially.
Yeah.
We had to draw them out of lane a little bit. And again, that was an okay match. I think we definitely won mid that match.
Yeah. And I think
we did okay in a couple of the other lanes of
I don't
did we
think
win another lane? Maybe not.
I don't think so, but I don't think we lost in the other lane.
Yeah, I think it was a much closer match. And then when it got to the team fights, they had what was it that was causing us problems that last game? Their Ember was just doing okay. He was struggling.
Well, Ember was kind of feeding us a little bit. That was the game where remember near the end when they were pushing our tier 1.
He was the one that
Brian was just shouting and being like, "Yeah!" because I killed Ember with a death ward.
Yeah, we got way too excited at the end.
Actually caused confusion.
And then Ben was like, "Oh, good, we're good," and so he ran out
Yeah,
of position.
Brian screamed at the death of one of their heroes so loudly that I had assumed we must have killed 3 or 4 or had them stunned or something. So I went in and immediately died.
But he was their strongest hero and the one that was just giving us all sorts of trouble.
You were just very excited. But it was not. It made communication impossible because of the yelling.
Right.
And so I ill-advised went into the mat. Assumption made.
It did sound like a team wipe yell. I was
It did. It sounded like we got everybody.
It's like we got 4 of them. There's 1 left.
So I went in to clean up the one guy I could see on my screen. But there were 3 more there, still well alive and good. So it was an interesting match. But so again, they outplayed us and we made some poor decisions. But I think we played a lot better.
Absolutely, I think we did.
Let me ask you guys this, just to kind of wrap up the retrospective. What were your thoughts overall on just this experience in playing in a league? And just give final thoughts, I guess. What do you think? We'll start with Cheeks.
I think that it's obviously figuring out that playing Team Dota is a very different game. And trying to kind of prepare for that in preparation for season 2 will be a bigger priority on that. So instead of just trying to figure out lanes in 5 stacks, we're actually going to go into team matchmaking and actually try and skirmish and practice with other teams just so we can get a better feel for it.
Yeah,
that's great. Yeah, and seasons 2 it's going to happen based on what we've seen so far. This has been.
I think
fun.
so. I think there's been a
good
one.
enough. So how about Brian? What do you think, Brian?
I had a lot of fun. I think the most fun that I had was just having a consistent team to play with. That was really good. I think the biggest thing that I learned or discovered was how bad we are at just the basics of the game, just last hitting,
right,
and not wasting time in lane,
right. How big of a deal that is?
Yeah, it makes a huge difference
for sure. And just how much we don't know.
Which is good.
Yeah,
which is good.
Yeah. Shared, what do you have for us?
No, I'm honestly excited with just how the response has been, how excited people have been about it, and just seeing the community grow, and personally, it's just been really cool to see other teams and kind of get together and have fun, and that's the whole goal we had at this.
I think that's great. I think what I'd encourage other teams to do is as they finish or they get eliminated, go ahead and post your thoughts on the Reddit. We want to hear about your experiences with your own teams.
How we can make it better.
How we can make it better, whether you enjoyed the league, just what you're learning. So for us, I think it's been really fun to play as an organized team. I echo what you guys have said there. And it's just been, I think it was just good. Team Dota is so much different.
Yeah.
And I think
it's so much more frustrating and rewarding.
It's more rewarding and frustrating. That's a good way to put it. And it's just, I think it feels like how the game is intended to be played.
Well, I think it is.
Which is how it is. I mean, it is. But I think, when you're doing just matchmaking with 3 or 4 people, you just don't get that. So it was really exciting to be, actually feeling like you're playing the game as intended.
Right, yeah.
If that makes sense.
Totally.
Well, that's good. Good retrospective, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think also, not that the tournament's over or anything yet.
No, not at all.
We've done
For us, it is.
Yeah, we're done.
Right. We've done a decent job, I think, of trying to keep it kind of light and casual and fun, but also semi-competitive as well.
Right.
So
Yeah.
yeah.
And there has to be rules, otherwise things are chaotic. So there has to be structure, but at the
Yeah.
same time, we definitely want to have fun and
Yeah.
have a good time.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
The Canadians are better.
I feel
than
like
us.
everybody's
Oh, God,
being
yes.
good sports about it too. Like,
Yeah,
Seems like
no,
that.
I would
feel
agree
like
with
there's
that.
any sort of resentment or anger
No, it's
between
been good.
teams
If
or
there is,
inside
get
of
out.
teams.
I'm
Yeah,
kidding.
right,
I don't know.
right.
I don't really care.
No, it's been cool. I think that's one of the neat things about doing the podcast. We didn't anticipate a community forming around this.
Yeah, it's been really cool.
Didn't anticipate a league coming out of this, and so it's been exciting for us to be a part of.
For sure.
Yeah, unintended synergy.
Unintended synergy.
There we go.
That's right.
Unintended synergies. Hashtag man of temptation.
All right, folks, let's move on to the news. Cheeks, we'll see you at the end of the show.
Yes, you will.
Take care. Okay. All right, fellas, we got some news here.
All right.
The Star Ladder 10, Season 10 LAN finals
yes.
are happening currently.
Right
we
now.
had it up on the screen like
did.
5 minutes ago.
I did, yeah, and
About
you guys
15, but
told me
yeah.
to take it down,
It was pretty distracting.
which is fair.
I would be watching it probably right now.
Yeah.
We have EG versus Team Secret.
Oh, EG's playing? Put it back up.
Yeah, Jared, have you been watching any of these matches as we've...
Honestly, not really.
Yeah.
I haven't really had
Honestly,
time
I
this
haven't either.
weekend.
This should be a good conversation.
Well,
then.
Well, I
be
am
good.
a little... I feel like I am a little surprised that Team Secret has had so much success, given how new they are to the scene.
Yeah, no, but at the same time, I mean, that team is full of veteran
Yeah.
presence.
Well, and I think
mean,
6.82 made everybody new to the scene too.
Yeah.
There's some pretty big changes in
Yeah.
the patch.
so I'm honestly not surprised.
Yeah.
Puppy's a mad genius.
You love Puppy. He's your
I do.
favorite.
No Tail can do whatever the hell he wants on any hero, and
Yeah.
he's going to be effective.
It seems like I saw a GIF yesterday of Team Secret winning a match and Puppy just taking his headset off and just like spiking it into the ground. And it seems like he there's a little bit of a fire in him, you know?
Yeah,
like
I
he's
think-
kind of had a little bit more passion for the
Would you
game
have,
lately.
would you have seen that before? I don't know if
I don't
you'd
think
seen
so.
that.
Yeah.
I hadn't seen anything like that before without him, so that's great.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah, and I think they're in roles as a team now that are a little more. They take advantage of like their strong points, like Fly or Simba, whatever the hell he's named now. So Simba is his current name.
I just want to go back to calling him Fly.
Yeah, I like it a lot better.
Same.
It's not the Lion King.
Right.
Yeah,
What were you going to say
Jonathan
about
Taylor
him, though?
Thomas.
Yeah. Right.
Or Matthew Broderick, depending on if it's
Yeah.
young Simba or old Simba.
Depends.
But no, I think that he is he's more natural in the off lane. I think in a farming role, I think that he's just seems, I don't know, more comfortable and natural, and
Yeah.
he's really good.
Yeah. And
He's
Kuroki
really
has been
good.
playing their hard carry.
And good lord, that kid can farm.
Oh yeah, he's really
Man,
good.
he is so good. His Sven is unreal.
Yeah. The match that we closed, we had a Puppy Enigma, which
Oh,
is one
yeah.
of
Nice.
his
I like that.
That's
yeah.
one of his signature heroes.
Yeah,
That's good.
he doesn't play it too often. But man,
Love Enigma.
yeah,
Oh my gosh, so much fun.
Enigma's awesome.
So anyway, there's that. And okay, next thing here, next news item.
Okay.
Well, okay, fine. Jared, who
Is
do
there
you,
anything else to talk about with Star
I
Ladder?
honestly don't even know.
Yeah, let's move on to the next
All
one.
right, fine, whatever.
let me ask you this, Jared. Who do you project to win?
Team Secret.
Team Secret. Okay.
Yeah.
How about you?
Oh, I think Team Secret as well.
They had the one game best of 5 advantage from the winner's bracket.
I hate
Can we all agree that that's the stupidest thing ever?
It's really dumb.
yeah,
Yeah.
okay, great.
It's dumb.
I'll say EG just to be a contrarian, but I have no idea. It's probably going to be the other team.
I want
EG's looked really good though. I've watched a couple
Yeah.
games and whew,
I would like for them to win, but it seems like they always have issues when traveling abroad and playing tournaments.
That one game disadvantage is pretty huge too. That's
yeah, no, that's stupid.
ridiculous.
I mean, I understand winner's bracket advantage, but
that's dumb.
it's still dumb.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, whatever.
All right,
What
next
else you
news
have for
item.
us?
Yeah.
We're moving on.
Continue.
Okay,
I'm bored out of that.
on the Dota 2 rumor mill, EG's
Ooh.
parent company is, by the way, this comes to us courtesy of Reddit user Louise1972. Louise or Lewis.
Does he have an inside scoop?
He seems to be fairly connected,
Okay.
Okay.
and it was also on Reddit as
Okay.
well.
All right.
Our Dota 2. EG's parent company to pick up 3 Dota 2 squads.
Are
Now-
you kidding
now-
me? Ugh.
What is their parent company?
It's that weird named one, right?
It's like the Good Game Agency or something.
There's
like
some
that.
other guy's name or something's a part of it too. I thought.
Really?
I thought there was a different. It's known by a couple different names. I think.
Yeah.
I have no problem with this.
I do. Yeah. And
Why?
Brian and I talked
Well,
about it.
can I tell you guys what the rumored teams are? Real
Well,
quick?
that's fine.
SNA probably one of them.
Team Tinker,
Okay.
Team Secret,
Okay.
and Team Malaysia.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, so they're going to go international.
Yeah.
See, I don't mind that at all.
I think it's awful. I think they should. I don't mind that they own the teams. Let me correct that. Okay.
Okay.
So I don't mind that they own more than one team, but I do not want to see more than one of those teams in the same tournament. There is such. We just went through all this corruption with match throwing based on money. Where is there more money than in a tournament? Right? There's all kinds of money
Right.
floating around. It'd be like the owner of the Browns owned the Cincinnati Bengals. You guys just kind of stand back. You lose this. Okay, so you've got game 16 of the NFL season. Since he loses, Browns and Cincy make the playoffs, the owner of the team's thinking, since you just throw it so we can get two teams in the playoffs and you make me a lot more money. Those kind of scenarios are going to happen all the time, where you've got these games that don't mean anything to one team, but a team who's owned by the same owner can make a playoff because of that. That's awful. That's an awful situation. You're setting yourself up for all kinds of corruption that you can't really police it.
Here's the thing, though. With these being mostly international teams, most of these have regional qualifiers. You have EG that's going to be playing in the North American. You have Team Malaysia that's going to be playing either in China or at SEA. You're only going to have two teams that are going to be in that European area. So I understand there's still, but I mean, I think it's less than what you're thinking.
Eventually, they can end up in the same bracket. I think.
Well, but I mean, once they're in the
what's to stop them
tournament.
from saying, okay, you guys do everything? I mean, what's to stop them from maybe even just loading one team up one year? Okay, your team, it's EG's team to win this year, a turn to win this year. Next time, it's Team Secret's team's turn to win. So we're going to load the trade players that way. There's no competition in the marketplace. It's the lack of.
But with Dota, I think you're completely missing it. Part of what makes a team good is the cohesion between the members.
Right. And who has more, if you own 4 teams, you can do anything you want with those 4 teams. And you can mix members any way you want up in those 4 teams.
I don't think the players would do that.
But the ownership would. The ownership can say, okay, listen, I'm going to trade you to this team, and I've got control over a whole squad of 4 teams.
I guarantee you that there would be opt-out in the people's contracts.
I don't know. I think there's just so much room for corruption and things to take place. Brian, why don't you? I know you're actually on my side with this one. Why don't you? Unless you're going to change now, pull an audible.
If I'm being honest, I don't have strong feelings on this.
No,
topic.
you're just apathetic.
Yeah.
I
think it's bad.
Absolutely no issue.
I think we have so much corruption already. We're seeing. I think this just creates room.
We do have a lot of corruption.
In 5 years, when we see corruption come out of this, then I'll hear your apology.
All right.
Because I think we're going to eventually.
Oh boy, big words
if
from
we're
Ben
going to have
here.
these teams from, same owner of multiple teams, I think we're going to hear something come out of this.
But here's the thing. I mean, Na'Vi already has 2.
And I'm against that. For the record, we
no
talked about
way.
that. I'm against that. I don't think that's good. I think it's a problem.
I don't at all.
Well, we'll see. Maybe
I don't think it's
I
been
hope that you're right, but it really bothers me. I think it's really.
Let me interject here.
Okay.
I have 2 points. One, the Navi US / Navi EU thing has been an issue yet because those are 2 very differently skilled teams.
Well, I would agree with that. Good Lord, especially Na'Vi
But wait
US,
until
they're
they're
losing
not, right?
Brax.
2, what if I told you that Alliance is already owned by evil geniuses?
Oh, I'm sure it already happens. Yeah, I'm sure it already happens. But
Yeah.
I think it's a problem. I'm not saying we already knew the Navi thing. I think it's a problem that we have all these teams that are owned by the same organization.
that is fact. Like Alliance is under the evil geniuses.
right. No, I know. There's multiple
ownership
teams
or
that are
whatever.
under the
Yeah.
same ownership, and I think
I don't
that's
think it's
bad.
been a problem yet. Yeah.
I think it will be.
Right.
I think
Yeah,
it will
with
be.
an asterisk.
I think just give it time.
There's more money in the scene. I would agree with that. I don't know.
You have
I don't
teams.
know.
Teams are throwing games.
Yeah, but okay. First off,
it encourages that kind of bad behavior.
Can we say that the teams that have been caught doing this are all very low tier teams?
They are.
That are not making money.
Although
in
you
general.
have the winner out of the Southeast Asia for the TI4 in that. Aero Gaming was in.
Yeah, and how much money they win from TI4?
But they were in the biggest tournament in Dota. That's a problem that you have corruption in the biggest tournament in Dota.
I don't think there was corruption in the biggest tournament in Dota. I think there was corruption in tournaments after the biggest tournament in Dota.
With the teams that were in the biggest tournament. You're right. We don't know that it was tied to TI4. We haven't heard anything along those lines. But those same teams are showing there's unethical behavior.
Right.
That
No.
if you know about unethical behavior, there's probably a lot of unethical behavior you don't know.
I wouldn't disagree.
And
but
I'm not saying it's tied to TI4, but I'm just saying just wait until Na'Vi has to lose. I mean, you don't think they're going to look at the other team that they're probably practicing a lot with, and they probably
they already
know
do.
well.
Yeah, I guarantee you.
I mean, they're not going to say, guys, if we lose this one, nothing bad really happens to us, and the guys that we scrimming with, they're going to go in and they're going to get in the tournament. More money for organization. Maybe we get bigger sponsorships. Because those players, if Team Na'Vi wins, Na'Vi US is going to benefit indirectly by their whole parent organization being stronger.
I don't
right?
disagree with that. I just don't. I don't really see it as being that big of an issue. I think anytime you have money involved with anything, there's going to be corruption.
Well, yeah, but I think you have to try to limit how much exposure you have to. It's all about exposure, right? Like, yeah, if I leave somebody in a room with $10,000 and no security,
They're going to steal it.
they may take it. If I put a camera up, there's maybe less of a chance they're going to take it.
Right.
And if you put two people in the room who know each other in the room, they're more likely to take it than two strangers, right?
Right. No, I don't
I
disagree.
think that when they're connected like that, there's a problem.
I just don't foresee it being as big of an issue as and I understand. Like, our personalities are very, very, very different, and the way we view our worldviews are very different.
Sure.
Which is good, makes great radio.
It's good that we're not the same.
I would agree with that.
Fair enough.
So I know that you have a very conservative view on things, and I'm a very
not on some things, not on everything, but on some things.
Yeah, okay.
I would say I'm actually more
fiscally.
moderate.
I would say fiscally, you're very conservative.
Fiscally, probably true. Yeah.
Yeah, and fiscally, in general, I'm very conservative, except when it comes to finance issues.
Okay.
And I'm a little more, whatever. But
Well, yeah, if we want to make it
Yeah.
just everybody gets a piece of the pie, then this is great. Let's go for it. Everybody gets a piece of the winnings. That's going to be fantastic. You're right there.
I do think
I don't know.
I do think you do have a little bit. You hit on some. Excuse me. You hit on something there. I think part of the reason we've seen quote unquote unethical behavior thus far has I can't even talk today. Has come from a lack of financial stability in Dota 2.
Right.
But
And oversight. I think that the biggest thing is that you need to have an oversight committee.
which they don't have.
No, they need to get more structured like League of Legends, in my opinion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's a different argument. Not one I disagree with necessarily.
Yeah.
But
I think that-
But the fact that we don't have that creates much more issue or potential issue in this particular setup.
I definitely don't disagree
So
with you there.
you're right. There might be a different root issue, and the different root issue could be the stability financially of the entire system,
Right.
and the lack of oversight in the entire system. But that not existing, plus the combination of these mega organizations owning multiple teams, creates all kinds of potential problem. And it's fine if we want to look at it like it's pro wrestling, we can just go with it, and everybody
Right.
gets a piece of the pie.
Right.
But if it's wanting to be taken seriously as a sport, this is a problem to me. This is really going to be an issue at some point. I can't think of any. I could be, correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think any other major sports organization would allow a team or a company to own two teams in the same division. Is there anything like that? I mean, you're a sports fan.
No.
I would have to imagine that's in their ownership policies and structures to not allow something like that.
Right. I mean, like, I know in pro sports in general, you can't have a vested interest in one.
There's a reason for that rule.
No, and I understand that. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that.
I think that's the root of my argument is there's a reason those rules exist.
right.
And those sports have infinitely more oversight than this one does.
Yes,
So there's,
I would agree
to
with
me,
that.
there's all kinds of potential problems. But we'll let it rest, and I hope that you're right. I hope that we're not going to
I think what it comes down to is when we're dealing with 5-6 individuals that are between the ages of 18 and 26, they have way too much pride to let something like that happen.
I totally disagree because their decision making's not there. If money's on the table, I think that they.
I think a young man has way too much pride to throw a game.
Then explain the corruption we've just seen.
Do we remember
I mean,
what
it exists.
happened? Remember what Team Liquid did with eHug? Remember that?
Yeah.
Like where they just
Right.
pretty much decided to not
We've
play a
already
game?
seen that we don't have the maturity level
Yeah.
there to handle these situations.
All right.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
All
We'll,
right.
we'll let it rest for
Let's
now.
Yep.
let's move on. Okay, in other controversial esports news, the
Bring it on, Brian.
CEO of DreamHack was either fired or quit. I'm not sure which one happened there.
Good.
But I don't know. I think this is coming kind of off the back of several controversial
Which is good. At
rules.
least we're seeing some
Yeah.
accountability for these
Good
folks.
Lord,
That's
yes.
good. Yeah.
So apparently, in Dota 2, because DreamHack, they basically started as like a big LAN party. And
Right.
It's kind of turned into this mecca for LAN parties, but also like a huge mecca for competitive gaming and stuff. Mm-hmm. And yeah,
similar,
there was
similar to the fact of like ESL, right? I mean,
Did ESL start as a
I think so.
LAN party? Okay, I don't know.
I thought they did.
But
Yeah, they
anywho,
might have.
yeah. So well, there's a couple decisions, and Jared, can you maybe explain to us what was going on there?
Well, I know of one offhand that I was reading about. An admin for one of the games that Tinker was in. Mm-hmm. They were waiting for a match because of some other matches running over, and they couldn't get a full team together. And basically, they told Tinker to just, that they're going to have to remake the make up the match, just go to bed. It doesn't, nothing is going to happen tonight because of all these matches running over. And then, like 30 minutes later, they gave them a forfeit for not showing up.
Right. Which is crazy.
Yeah, that's nuts.
Yeah.
And I believe that eliminated them from the DreamHack tournament.
That's
Oh,
really dumb.
really?
Yeah.
I believe
that
so.
Sucks. Jeez. Yeah, and then also, apparently, if teams were, I think it was PyCat that was tweeting about this, was saying that if another team used a stand-in, the other team was also forced to use a stand-in.
They were required
Which makes
That's
no
so
sense
stupid.
at all.
That's the dumbest rule I've ever heard.
It's
Yeah.
like if they had a 5-position like stand-in, did they have to have like a 5-position stand-in? Like,
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
did it match with the position?
Yeah.
What's to prevent a team who is maybe less skilled to say, let's have our least skilled player
yeah, these two people.
step out and get a more skilled stand-in so that the better skilled team has to
Right.
get a stand-in on their team.
Right.
I mean, that's the dumbest
See
rule.
if Jimmy can come and
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
super stand-in Jimmy.
Or, okay,
Which-
maybe that's a legit
his role.
strategy because you just
Yeah.
assume that he'll throw the game.
Oh God, yeah, that's a good point.
regardless, it's changing
I
the
want to
whole
see him
course
play
of
pro again, man.
Yeah.
It's changing how that's supposed to all play out. That's what it boils down to, and that's a problem.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Yeah, he needed to get out of there.
Yeah, and I think I feel
Just
like it was
feels
just
greasy.
bad leadership and stuff, and feels
Yeah.
greasy. Okay,
Is this going to slow down all this corruption? Or are we going to hear more and more about it?
I certainly
And is-
hope, for our sake, Ben,
that there's more of it,
corruption, so that we can have more discussions. that are-
I
is
don't
Valve
know.
is
Very
Valve
heated.
ever going to step in? That's, I guess, my question. Is
I don't
Valve
think
ever going to get involved?
I don't think they ever will.
No.
I don't
think they will.
They've been
either.
very laissez-faire this far, so I have a feeling they will be very.
Yeah,
The only
they
I
will
could see them
continue.
strengthening some of the rules around their tournament. And that's about
Exactly.
it. That's about it.
Stupid
Yeah.
freaking.
that's true though. If they
Which
do,
they need to, I
if they
mean-
do that, I think that'll have huge ripples
It should.
throughout the rest
It
of
should.
the quote unquote industry.
Yeah.
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 And I don't know. Do we want a riot system or not? I don't think it's ever going to happen.
No. It's yeah.
But
It's not.
It's probably going to give League a huge advantage in terms of growing that following. They've already had some issues. They've gone through some of these growing pains already.
Right. How much of older of a game is League?
Oh, but Dota's older. I mean, Dota's been around.
Right, but
Some of the original people that helped with the Warcraft 3 mod are on the team that are with Riot, and then
Right.
we're on the team that did Han back when Han was a thing.
Okay.
It may still be a thing, but not to the extent. So,
I hope it's not.
so I mean, League is a younger game. If you're considering the initial Dota, if you're
Right.
talking Dota 2, then Dota 2 came out of beta not that long ago, right? Because
Right,
of the
yeah,
way
that's-
Valve does things.
yeah.
So, but they're behind. Dota 2's behind.
I don't
League,
disagree,
League's
yeah.
a little older in terms of the pro scene. That's been around a lot longer. But and Valve's somewhat new to this. They have their Counter-Strike thing, but that's about all they've really
Right.
done with this. So,
Right.
But I think it's going to be interesting to see.
Now that you mentioned Counter-Strike, did you see that there was a CS:GO tournament that was
Abound in corruption. Please say that.
no.
Love it.
There was a tournament that was basically a advertisement for a movie. There was the
Oh, really? It was named that, you mean?
It was that new Keanu Reeves movie.
Oh, the John Wick
John
tournament?
Wick. Yeah, it was like the John Wick tournament. That's what it was.
Yeah, well, that's...
That's so weird.
That's so weird, but that's such a good idea.
Keanu Reeves
Sure,
got
I mean-
added to Payday 2 as a DLC character as well.
Keanu Reeves.
Keanu.
Yep. So there you go.
Whoa.
What other news do you have for us? Anything else?
Okay. Everyone knows by now there's no dire tide. How
Yeah.
do we all feel
Whoa.
about this?
So I'm mostly upset that we know that there's no dire tide because I really enjoyed the excitement about complaining about not having dire tide.
Yeah,
and
I
just
forgot that we didn't have it.
the internet uproar.
In classic Ben Day
The
fashion.
fact that Valve responded and brought it back. There was so much drama around it that it was
Oh
fantastic.
yeah, it was so awesome.
So
Well, that drama was overshadowed by the gold bounty drama
the gold bounty
from
drama.
6.82a.
Well, no,
Yeah.
I would think dire tide was more drama. We don't have car companies getting called over the bounty thing.
that's
But
true.
Maybe we do, but I haven't heard anything. But
Ben, the game's more mature now.
right, exactly. Volvo, what's going on? But so I missed the complaining. I honestly hated dire tide and thought it was
It was terrible.
not a fun game
Hated
mode
it.
whatsoever.
Hated it.
So I'm just missing the complaining aspect of it. So that's about
Yeah.
it.
I want some Grievel candy, man.
I do enjoy like the seasonal item.
Yeah, those much more than
Yeah.
Jared and I do. For
Well,
sure.
I have different thoughts now.
Okay, let's
Okay.
hear what you think.
Remember when Frostivus came out and I would just grind Frostivus
You invited
for
us to-
the
you
items
did.
and stuff.
You had Jared and I try to play that with you all the time. And I
I
can't
played-
speak for Jared, but
I
I
played
hated
2 games.
I hated every minute of it.
2
when
games. I
played.
was like, I'm done.
I'm done. I
I'm
hate
done.
this.
All these little
That's-
Slardars,
yeah.
get these away from me.
It was awful.
Now that I think about it, that was so much time wasted
yeah.
that I
Okay.
could have been playing
Wow.
the game and
Learning. Right.
Right. And they
you
did
don't
have,
actually play Axe, but you did in Dire Tide.
right.
exactly.
I played Omni Knight.
You
Oh,
did. You
okay.
played a lot of the Omni Knight the entire time. Yeah.
But they did have a thing where it was either that or the Chinese New Year thing where when you would play regular matchmaking, you could get like Frostivus items that would drop.
Right.
So you,
yeah.
you like the special events for the pants and the
Yeah,
hats and
but
all that.
I like to be able
Frost
to
pants.
play
The frost pants.
the regular version of the game and get seasonal pants.
Why can't they just patch that in next time? I don't. These special
kinda
event
what-
modes.
that's what I
are-
want.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like
here's-
the
I like-
Chinese New Year lichen.
Right. I like the Halloween themed maps.
Yeah, that was fun.
And I, you know, just like the changes to the aesthetics. So I don't mind
Yeah.
that, and I like getting additional hats.
I did like the
But I don't-
Dire Tide map that they had with all the snow and stuff.
Yeah, that's what I'm
That was
saying.
nice,
Yeah,
yeah, that was
exactly.
nice, yeah.
The maps.
That was
are
the
fun.
Frostivus one.
Yeah, whatever.
The
I don't care.
Frostivus one, but yeah, but they're nice. It's nice to get something different to look at when you're going in there playing the game. That's nice,
Yeah.
right? So I like that part, but outside of that, I really have zero interest in playing those different game modes or
Totally.
anything. They're
Yeah.
just not.
The
They're not
Chinese
the
New
same.
Year, the Chinese New Year map with all
I
the
love the
turrets.
fireworks and everything.
Yeah.
I loved it.
That was
That's
kind of
great.
neat, actually.
Remember loading into that map for the first time and the fireworks go off and you're like,
what's going on? Yeah.
what just happened?
See, those are things I like. Those are that's what they should do.
Yeah.
And I know for Counter-Strike, they actually changed the chickens in Counter-Strike that if you shoot a chicken in Counter-Strike, it reses as a green chicken as a zombie
Oh, that's kind of neat.
chicken. So like those minor things are cool.
Yeah.
So just give us the hats, give us some minor aesthetic things,
Right.
and
Yeah.
who cares about the rest? Don't waste your time.
I'm calling it right now. The compendium base upgrade. Remember how you could get like
Yeah.
that was a reward?
Yeah.
I'm calling it right now. We're gonna have gingerbread bases for Frostivus.
Okay. Interesting.
Calling it right here.
We'll see.
All right.
Well, that you're on record calling gingerbread bases. That's what you're on record
bases.
for.
Yes.
Yeah, all right.
So if that
we'll
doesn't
put you on
happen-
record.
Yeah,
Whatever.
Exactly.
All right,
care.
boys. Let's move on.
I'm not
to
gonna
the,
like hold him to it, but it's just he was making a big deal
I
out
will
of it.
hold him to it.
Are you okay?
Let's
What happens if we don't get it? What are you gonna say? I bet if we don't get gingerbread bases, I'm gonna
I
do
will
this.
do a podcast without pants.
Yeah, what are you gonna do?
What?
Tell us what you're gonna do.
I'll make another bold prediction.
That's not something
I will,
fun.
Stupid, Brian.
Come on, give us something better.
I can't give you something better. I can't.
Then you obviously
All right.
don't stand by your convictions about the gingerbread house bases. So,
Not really.
so everybody can
All right.
just discount that entire comment.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right.
Oh,
Moving on.
What else do you have?
Let's move on to the hero of the week.
All right, fine.
The hero of the week
You're
is
like me this week. You're just so disgruntled and upset.
the hero
Yeah,
of
I
the
can
week.
barely breathe.
Right. Hero of the week is Ember Spirit.
I hate you, Ben.
Yep.
Hero of the week is Ember Spirit.
Ember Spirit is our hero of the week this week.
All right, boys. Let's see here. Let's talk about his role, his lane, spells, and items.
Sure.
Jared, since you're best suited for this kind of stuff, because Ben only knows ranged carries.
Pretty much. It's not an unfair
Ranged
statement.
safe lane
I did
carries.
play a match on Ember, so I knew a little bit about playing it.
Yeah, and actually, that was a pretty okay match.
And I do play Wraith King.
Ooh, that's true.
Correction.
That's true.
Correction.
yeah.
And you never buy BKB or Blink Dagger.
I buy BKB all the time. I don't buy Blink or Armlet.
BKB.
BKB. I don't buy a Blink or Armlet. I think are the two items you're referring to.
Yeah.
I don't like those.
Yeah, that's just fine.
Yeah.
I like giving you guys a hard time for not buying BKB.
I always buy
That's fine. I
BKB.
never do.
Yeah, you don't.
I
buy
never
BKB.
will.
No.
I never will.
Okay, Jared, tell us about the role and lane for Ember Spirit.
Role, you're gonna see him mainly. I think nowadays either mid lane or a safe lane carry.
Yeah.
This is a dude that more than I think any other hero needs items.
Interesting. Okay. Is it? Tell me what goes behind that. Are the base stats just not there for him, or
Yeah,
is
I
it
just
the
don't-
abilities?
I think his abilities are pretty okay, but not great.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
Because honestly, I don't think it matters how you build his his abilities.
Okay, the order you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
At level 3, you have one of each, and then who the hell cares what else you do?
Yeah.
I don't know, but I've never actually played a match on Ember here.
Fair enough.
I've only just read through his stats, and I don't think that they scale that great.
No, I think
I
you
think-
would. The only thing that would impact the order is what abilities you want to have first. So
Yeah, I would agree with
early
that.
game.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
But I agree that the stats that change in those are not so extreme that you have to really pay
No.
too much attention to it.
Yeah, I mean, when he first came in, his sleight of fist was crazy overpowered.
Right.
Oh
They've
my
nerfed,
God.
They
they've
nerfed
some
that,
things. Yeah.
which was good. But I mean,
He was
honestly,
like first pick, first ban status.
Oh,
He
God,
was
yes.
for a while. Yeah.
And I mean, it's just because he got so much bonus damage from that, man.
Yeah.
It was like 120 at level 4.
Yeah. And the range was really good. And it still
Yeah,
is really
it still
good
is really
on
good.
the side of fist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But
I agree.
I think mid lane or safe lane, you want him to get a lot of farm, honestly.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, if he's so item dependent.
And
that's for
I've
sure.
played him off lane
How did that go?
to a somewhat successful degree.
Okay.
It's I mean, like Jared said, it's all about whether you're able to get farm or not. Like,
Probably
Yeah.
depends on who's in that lane, right?
yeah.
If you
So
had-
it is lane.
If you had a solo,
matchup
if you had a
dependent.
solo lane off lane and you had a tri lane somewhere else or something, that could do
Yeah.
it. I would think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So-
if you can get 1v1 because he works really really good 1v1.
Right. I
Yeah.
can see that.
Yeah.
Did we go through the abilities yet? Let's do that. Right.
We
Yeah.
did not. Let's do it. Let's see here. Okay. His Q is called Searing Chains. Ember
Alright.
Spirit unleashes 2 fiery bolas. Like a
Alright.
bola tie.
Fiery bolas. Okay.
I always think of Nico Bola.
Yes.
From Grand Theft Auto 4.
No.
Or no, that's the different Nico.
Magic
Yep.
the Gathering.
Nico Bola from Magic. Okay.
Oh, very good. That's
For
an
Magic, yeah.
old reference.
Oh, yeah.
I think they brought him
From
back.
Legends.
Though. But he's back though. I think he's in
Yeah.
some things.
Yeah.
Anywho,
Wow, we
Ember
just
Spirit
geeked out on Magic
unleashes
there. Woo.
Ember Spirit unleashes 2 fiery bolas that wrap around nearby enemies, anchoring them in place and dealing damage. Radius is 400. It catches 2 units. The damage per second is 80. Oh, is this right? 80, 60, 120, and 100.
That doesn't seem right.
That does not seem right at all. I feel like it should be
60,
80, 100, 120.
Yeah, I think that's
How
right.
about
really
let's just say that it scales.
The duration is
Scales a little
yes.
bit.
It scales.
Duration is 1, 2, 2, and 3. Searing Chains interrupts channeling spells upon cast. We've officially lost it as a crew.
That's great.
Perfect.
Searing Chains interrupts channeling spells, which is nice.
Your sources for this bad info.
Despite the visual effects,
I'm
the
terrible.
effects are applied instantly and cannot be disjointed.
Oh, okay.
It snares 2
fun.
random enemies within the 400 radius.
The random part's not as
There's
fun.
no
No.
priorities. Affected units can still turn, cast spells, use items, and attack.
Also not as fun.
So that's what they call a root. Is that correct?
That's
It
correct.
sounds like it's a root, yeah.
Affected units receive a stop command upon getting ensnared.
Oh, okay.
Well, it's not a root, it's a slow, right?
No,
Wasn't
it's a root. They can't move.
Oh, they can? Okay.
Yeah.
I
They can,
mis- I
turn, they
misheard
can only
you.
turn.
They can turn.
Ah, so they can rotate. They can pivot.
Pivot?
That's definitely a root then.
So it disables Blink from Quap and Blink from Anti-Mage, Teleportation from Nature's Prophet, Charge of Darkness from Spirit Breaker,
That's unfortunate.
Phase Shift from
Puck.
Puck, and the item Blink Dagger.
So it holds people still.
Yes.
From my understanding of
their
what this
abilities
happens.
even.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Read this, boys. Searing
boy.
Chains reveals invisible units for their duration.
Oh,
That's nice.
that's
Does
nice.
not target invisible units or units in the fog of war.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
So you'd have to get them before they disappear.
They go invisible, or you have
And you have to be lucky enough for it to get them, or not do it around creeps, basically.
right. Yeah.
deals a total of oh crap, what did I click on here? Does a total of 80 damage, 120, 240, or 300 damage to each unit that it wraps, depending
Okay.
on the level.
Did you say? it
Oh,
was
so that does actually kind of make sense if it goes 80-60 because of the duration. If it's a damage per second.
Oh, right. Yeah, that does make sense. Very good. Very good. Jared.
Yeah, gold
Yes.
star. Gold star.
So
well done on math.
Control Z on all that ruckus earlier.
Yeah. Edit, undo. Edit, undo.
I still want to throw the question out. What is his source? What is his
Dota
source
2
on-
wiki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And okay, his W is called Sleight of Fist. Ember Spirit dashes around with blazing speed, attacking all enemies in the targeted area of effect,
Okay.
then returning to his start location. Deals bonus damage to heroes and less damage to creeps.
That sounds fun.
So this
is
is
fun.
kind of like a mini Omni Slash from Juggernaut.
Actually, yeah.
That's a good way to describe it.
yeah, that is a good way to describe it.
The cast range is 700, which is crazy.
That's pretty
That
good.
is really big.
It's huge. The radius is
Huge.
250, 350, 450, and 550. Hero damage bonus is 20, 40, 60, and 80.
At one time, that was almost double that. I
Wow.
think.
Yeah, it was
It was
crazy.
nuts.
No, I think it literally was double it.
He got nerfed hardcore.
Creep damage
Yeah.
penalty is 50%. So Ember Spirit is invulnerable, and his model cannot be selected with the mouse during Sleight of Fist, but also does not disjoint projectiles upon cast.
It's interesting that it does not disjoint. That's interesting.
Yeah.
It's also kind of neat that you can cast your what is the other one? Searing chains. Is that the key?
Yeah, you can cast Searing Chains while you're doing Sleight
While
of
you're
Fist.
doing sleight of fist, which is kind of neat.
Easier said than done, though. I was not good at doing
It's hard
that.
to
Fair.
figure
Yeah.
out, but if you can
I only played
pull it
one
off,
match with him,
Yeah.
but I would think if you can do it, it's probably great, right?
It
Yeah.
does make the Searing Chains quite a bit more dangerous because essentially you now have
You can jump in there
700
and do it.
range
Yeah, you
yeah,
can jump in there and
on
do
your
it.
Searing Chains.
I think I would just had bad timing on
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, that's fair.
You can also cast other spells and items during use with Sleight of Fist.
You can pick up runes.
Can you really?
I believe so. Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's nice.
It doesn't work on invisible units.
Okay.
And let's see. When a unit goes invisible, it will be fully skipped until it's still visible or his turn. I don't know what that means. Units in Fog of War are affected.
Ew.
Interesting.
Interesting.
And then we've got one more ability. Is that right?
No.
Hold
Two.
on. The damage is based
man,
on
it's
Ember
taking forever.
Spirit's attack damage plus the stated damage when
Bonus.
jumping on heroes or minus 50 when jumping on creeps. Minus 50%. This means that all attack modifiers, bash, crits, lifesteal, or unique attack modifiers fully apply and still have a chance to trigger on each slash, which kind of
Which is
plays into
nuts.
his item build.
Yeah.
This also means that when Ember Spirit is disarmed, he will deal no damage on slashes since he can't attack.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay. All right. His next ability is called Flame Guard. It's his E ability. Ember Spirit surrounds himself with a ring of fire
Ring of fire.
that consumes incoming magic damage, leaving him unharmed. Flame Guard deals damage per second in an area around Ember Spirit while Flame Guard is active. If the shield is broken, the damage is also lost. So the radius is 400. The damage per second is 30, 40, 50, and 60. Magic damage absorbed is 50. Get this, level 2, 200. And then
Wait,
350 and 500.
It's basically a mini BKB, right? Essentially.
Kind of. It's
I like it
absorbing
more
damage,
to-
though, not
Oh,
like
maybe a
skills
fight.
and
Refraction.
stuff.
That's right. That's when
Yeah,
we talked about it
refraction
earlier. We thought
from- yeah.
refraction. Yeah.
Kind of.
But it deals
Sort of.
damage.
Yeah.
It's a little different.
It's
And
absorbing, like,
magical, right? that what
Yeah.
absorbs magic,
It's
yeah.
absorbing
Yeah.
a certain amount of damage, though. With TA,
It has a cap
she
on
just
it.
has charges, and it's
Right.
just
Charges.
everything.
But
Right, but it's same
in
kind of
effect,
deal.
it's similar.
Yeah, and it looks similar in the fact that there's something
that
around
globe.
them.
Yeah, the
there's like a
globe.
globe on them.
Yeah.
So
It looks really
physically,
cool.
yeah.
It looks
The,
neat. Yeah,
the
it
Flame
looks
Guard
neat.
looks cool.
yeah.
Flame Guard interrupts channeling spells. I think this is the third spell that interrupts channeling spells. Flame Guard blocks damage before any reductions. The only exception here is spell immunity, during which it does not block any magic damage.
Makes sense.
Yeah. And
Could be good against the channeled hero.
can deal a total of 240, 480, 800, or 1200 damage to a single unit, assuming max duration Flame Guard.
Okay.
Wow. Okay.
And okay. And his ultimate is Fire Remnant.
Remnant.
Ember Spirit generates fire. Oh, wait, hold on.
He makes copies of himself, and then he can go to them.
Basically, Ember
Yeah.
Spirit generates a fire remnant charge every 35 seconds. With
He gets a
max
great
of
escape.
3
He
charges.
gets an escape mechanism or a chase mechanism, depending on how
Yeah.
you set it up.
True.
Do you want me to read the rest of the description, Ben?
I don't like when we read the descriptions, but you can.
Oh, great, Ben.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Wow, now our viewership has just dropped into the ground here. Ember Spirit generates fire remnant charges every 35 seconds with a max of 3 charges. Releasing a charge sends a fire remnant that runs to the target location at 2.5 times Ember Spirit's speed. Using Activate Fire Remnant, Ember Spirit can dash out to his remnants, exploding them for area of effect damage. The targeted remnant will be arrived at last. That doesn't make sense. Anywho.
That's what it says.
Yeah,
Wait,
that
wait.
doesn't make sense. The
how
targeted
did it-
remnant will be arrived at last. I think we have some Russians.
I don't think
this.
that's probably not what it says on the in-game, is it?
I don't know.
Yeah.
That doesn't
It'll
sound
be
right.
arrived at
Right,
last.
at last. I think that's kind of what they're going for. I don't know.
Maybe, I don't know.
The
Or the last one to
maximum charges is 3. It takes 35 seconds to build up a charge. Damage is 100, 150, 200, which is not that great. Remnant duration is 45 seconds.
Yeah, it's an escape / chase / you can do some neat things with it. I
You
really
can-
love that ability, actually.
The
Once
cast
you're
range
there,
is 1500, by the way.
nice.
1500. Yeah, but there's no range to go to where you've left your remnants.
Right.
That's the big difference, and that's where it's really fun. I wish they lasted a little longer than they do. 'Cause
Right.
That's really the big limiter there, but
Man,
it's
so
awesome.
great,
Yeah, it's
especially
great.
once you're in lane. Like, if
Oh,
once
yeah.
you're laning, you
Once
can
you get to level
TP
6,
somewhere.
yeah.
You can TP somewhere, go
just
come right back.
Yep, it's great.
Yeah.
You can do all kinds of things with, and he's so
Head back to the fountain.
farm dependent that you can set yourself up for that returning to farm area basically.
Right.
After you like
Or
maybe jump
grab
into
items.
or grab items, yeah, whatever you want to do. There's so many things you can do with that ability.
Yeah, he doesn't need a courier like in Nature's Prophet.
Right,
He
he's
can
great.
just keep on shopping everywhere.
All right, let's talk about items.
Okay.
Items. Early game, of course, tangos, TP, scrolls, that whole business.
Yeah. The business.
Bracer to eventually build into a drum of endurance, I really like.
Yeah. He's a little bit on the squishy side.
Yeah.
Surprisingly, you wouldn't think he is. He's got the defense against magic damage,
Right.
but physical damage.
He's very susceptible to burst damage.
and that too, which again, a lot of that's magical, but
Yeah.
anything that's not is going to be a problem.
Yeah.
By the way, I do feel like we need to start remembering to put out the disclaimer that usually we don't know what we're talking
Oh
about.
God, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, let's
we're-
put that out there.
Yeah, we're not experts by any means.
No,
Well,
no.
you already did tell them that we were 0-5 in the tournament.
That's a good point.
That is a good point, yeah.
So,
Mostly
anyway.
we're talking out of our butts.
yeah.
Right out of the
But we're-
right
the-
out of our
the fun
butts.
is that
Ace
we're-
Ventura style.
You can explore learning about the game with us, though. That's the fun part.
That's
Absolutely.
the draw of the show.
That's the draw of the show. That's why we do this.
Yes. Core items, phase boots. I like quite a bit on him.
Yeah.
You could go power treads as well. I think those would also be just fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Battle Fury, Battle Fury, Battle Fury, Battle Fury.
That's too many Battle Furies.
No, I think it's Battle Fury, Daedalus, Battle
Battle
Fury.
Then another, another
Then Daedalus.
then another Daedalus.
Then Divine Rapier.
Right. Well, 2 Daedaluses. Daedali?
I don't think they stack.
Would
do
they stack? Are those, no, that's not a unique attack
Battle
modifier,
Fury
is it?
stacks.
No, they both stack.
Do they?
Yeah.
I've never seen anybody with 2
I think
Daedaluses.
Jared has actually done the math on this to see what it does. I believe you have.
I've seen a heart recommended on him.
No, the amount that your crit chance doesn't go up,
The damage does.
but the damage does.
Yeah. So there might be better picks, but
Yeah, something like an
expensive.
MKB
Or was it the
might
crit
be better.
chance, but the crit modifier, I think, doesn't change? I think that's what it is.
Okay.
well,
Yeah, either way.
when we do
I'll-
Daedalus's item of the week, we'll talk about it, I guess.
Sure,
Right?
sure.
Um,
But yeah, it's legit. You can do it.
Some situational items you could look into: Desolator, Scotty, BKB, Assault Curious,
Yeah.
Heart of Tarask.
Basically, you can try to make him tankier, or you can get a carry item on him. What's his primary stat? He's agility?
He's agility.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, and he doesn't have any unique attack modifiers built
No.
in.
Right.
So, just depends on what you want to do with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. But basically, Battle Fury, Daedalus.
Yeah, Battle Fury, with a lot of melee heroes, it seems like Battle Fury is a go-to for that.
Well, no,
So-
and the idea here is that the Battle Fury will stack with his Sleight of Fist.
Okay. Fair
So,
enough. Yeah.
That is very important.
That
yeah.
is nice,
Yeah.
yeah.
So when you crit And when you crit
Probably the
with
same idea with Daedalus behind it too.
exactly.
Right? Yeah.
So your crit damage is going to go up, your crit amount, and then it's going to cleave for 35% of that.
Right.
So if you have two heroes that are standing next to
That's
each
huge.
other,
That's
they're
a
going to
huge
hit
amount.
both of them plus an extra 35 for each hit.
Assuming it procs, yeah, that could be huge. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that makes sense.
But even if it doesn't proc, it's another 35 damage that they're
it's
taking.
still damage. Yep.
Yeah.
Without
So
a
I
doubt.
mean,
That's great.
And the Sleight of Fist at max level has like
An 80.
5-second cooldown or something.
yeah, and it's 8 extra damage.
Yeah.
So where are we at? Let's talk about him a little bit. What do we think of Ember?
I think he has his place.
What is that place?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
Well, do you run him as a 1 or a 2? I would assume, right?
I really think that he needs farm priority.
Here's my question for you, Jared. Do you have any crazy strats in which Ember would be a support?
Support Ember Spirit.
No, absolutely not.
I knew exactly where Ben was going with that one.
Exactly. Okay.
I would see Slardar support before I would.
Let's save that for a different show.
I don't know. He's got the Fire Remnant ability, Jared.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
ferry around Urn of Shadows with that.
Ward or something. I don't know.
Sure.
He
Yeah.
seems like he would be a good guy to place wards. Just place it and run.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, Jared.
All right, fine. We'll try it.
the brain's spinning.
support Ember.
No, so he's going to be a 1 or a 2. You got to get farm on him.
Yeah.
Any particular synergies that you really like with him or anything like that you've seen in a pro scene that you're like, man, he really connects well if he's on a team with, I don't know, Naga or something.
No. I think anybody like a Magnus that can empower him, not a bad idea.
Yeah. It seems like he
or-
stands alone pretty well.
Yeah. I think that he's a really great hero for having anti-push
Yeah.
because he can clear pretty well.
Yeah. clearing
Creep waves and
great.
He's great for high ground defenses as well
Okay. Yeah.
because
fantastic.
he's
I'm not sure why I didn't think about this, but like in lane matchups where you're like, I immediately thought of like Viper, where you're up against magic damage from his poison attack.
yeah. Mhm.
Or which I think is magic damage, right?
Yeah, it's magical. I'm
And
pretty sure.
then or somebody like Necrophos with the Heartstopper aura, because his Flame Guard.
What's the mana cost on that one again, though?
on Flame Guard?
It's like 80.
Let's find out. It
It was
is
like
80, it's worth it. Yeah.
80, 90, 100, or 110.
Nailed
Yeah,
it.
Gets a little higher, but still, no, that's good. You could definitely do something like that.
Yeah. So yeah, I like him quite a bit. I think more than anything, I think he's really fun to play.
Yeah.
I would definitely give you that. He's definitely fun to play.
Yeah, but he
I
definitely.
will try him never.
It seems like he's hard to recover on. So like
Yeah.
if you have a bad start, because
Yeah, no, I definitely think that he's a snowball dude.
Yeah, he
Like,
really needs that Battle Fury.
I feel like I've seen him played poorly more often than played well.
I would agree with that.
So to me, he's on that cusp of recommend, not recommend, and I would probably swing towards not recommend at the moment. Obviously, he was like out of this world recommend for a while, and then they nerfed the heck out of him.
right.
And I just think
To a spot
Maybe-
where he's like an average hero.
I think
Yeah.
that's where I'd put him right
He's
now. It's kind of an
well-balanced.
average. So he might fit into a couple different lineups or something. Not a bad pick.
And if you have somebody that plays him very well, he fits into a lot of lineups.
Yeah. Again, it's like
Yeah.
like this, but I think I'd tilt it towards the not recommend end.
I would not recommend for people to play him, but if you have somebody that does, I would recommend him.
Yeah, if he's played well. Do you mean that if he's played
Yeah,
well?
exactly.
Yeah. Maybe it's just and maybe that's what it is. I mean, what? 4 active abilities, 5 active abilities, because
The remnant escape.
so that's a lot
right?
of active abilities. So again, especially for most of our listening audience, if you're in the newer,
Yeah, if you're in our skill
if
bracket,
you're a noob or in our skill bracket, it's probably one to stay clear of for an early hero to learn. I think.
I would agree with that.
What do you think, Brian?
I give him one of these.
Yeah, these are definitely a buy.
What are the heroes you haven't bought yet?
Yeah, have you ever not
I
liked the hero?
have. Yeah, I
Who
have.
was
Tell
it?
me who that is.
I don't remember who it was, but it was in recent history.
Okay.
Was it Bat Rider possibly?
Maybe. I forget who it was, but
I think one of them was Bat Rider.
Probably when Bat Rider was in.
Bat
too.
Rider.
maybe I should get like
Ancient
a
apparition.
sound. Yeah, maybe I should get a sound
Mostly
clip.
worthless.
Right. Right.
New meta.
Yeah.
Maybe I should get a sound clip for like I'm kind of in the middle, but
Meh.
on this one I'm not. I like Ember Spirit a lot. I think he's
Okay.
really fun to play. I think he has a lot to offer
I would agree with that.
in the right laning situation. And because I think his Flame Guard really helps you to, if you have, imagine this, okay?
Oh, wow, you're gonna take us somewhere.
Okay.
Where are
I'm
you gonna take us?
Imagine.
Yeah, imagination.
We have Crimson 957 on our team.
Okay.
He's in the mid lane. He is playing aggressive as usual and just getting all crazy. We say, Kyle, build Flame Guard, and he does great. He can be as aggressive as he wants. He takes a ton of damage.
Don't know if I see that one because he's so susceptible to physical damage. Still, I mean, it depends on the matchup of the team he's playing against.
I think the Flame Guard really. I think it's kind of like Dazzle, where it helps you stay alive longer and helps correct bad play.
He does have an
Yeah, I would agree with
escape.
that.
He has an escape mechanism, which helps with that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
And the Sleight of Fist, you can harass easily with the Sleight of Fist,
Yeah,
and it's a pretty easy ability to use.
that's
as
true.
Well.
So it sounds like we've got 2 knots and a buy, and it's all kind of right in the middle, though. We're all just kind of lukewarm on him, basically.
I give him a 45 out of 100 recommend.
Right, I'm probably about the same.
The
spot.
Metacritic score is pretty low for Ember Spirit.
Yeah.
Well, at 50 is where it becomes a recommend.
Right. So we're both
yes.
like right on the other edge of the not.
And I think he's a good hero,
Yeah.
but I don't recommend him for people to play.
Yeah. All right, boys, I'm going to keep moving us along here. We're running out of time.
Please do.
What else we got? Do we still have
the
any battery left?
Item of the week is Maelstrom. We're doing okay on batteries so
Good,
far.
okay.
Maelstrom, okay.
Maelstrom, plus 24 damage, plus 25 attack speed. It costs $2,800.
Gold coin.
Yeah. It's called gold.
It's comprised of a
Gold
mithril
coin.
hammer,
Gold coin.
gloves of haste, and a recipe. It gives you the ability Chain Lightning, grants a chance on attack to release a Chain Lightning that hits 4 targets, dealing damage. It's a unique attack modifier, and the chance for it to happen is 25%. The bonus damage is 120, and the bounce range is 900.
So yeah, this sounds like everything a carry would want. Even though it did get what's more expensive now.
It's more
That was the big change,
that was
right?
the
Not really
change.
nerfed, but more expensive.
Yeah, the recipe got upped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it sounds. Jared and I, we were talking a little bit before the show about what's the role of this item, and obviously the damage and attack speed aren't bad for the cost. Those are still decent, but
Absolutely there.
we were looking at it mostly as this is a great item to get as maybe a first item, so you can start to really secure more farm, clear waves.
Yeah,
it
I
helps in
think
the jungle as well.
It expedites your farm, I believe.
Yeah, I like it on almost all carries. Not that you
I would agree with
always
that.
get it,
Yeah.
but it's always an option, I think, for the most part.
Especially
for most
on
carries.
anybody that you're going to be building any sort of attack speed on.
Right.
With any, unique attack modifier.
The interesting thing about this unique attack modifier is it just overwrites the other one. So you can
Right.
have more than one.
Yeah, you can
It's
get
just
yourself a
if the
Desolator.
if the chain lightning actually takes off, then it's not going to trigger the other effects. So,
Right.
which is nice. So you're not making a choice or choosing between
Right.
doing another item with a unique attack
Yeah,
modifier.
you can still build yourself lifesteal and
whatever you want. Yeah, lifesteal. I'm trying to think what some of the other ones are, but lifesteal's the big one.
Desolator, Scotty.
Yeah, Desi, Scotty. Yep.
Yeah, and there's always I like it especially on ranged heroes, because you don't even have the option to buy Battle Fury on melee heroes, or on ranged heroes, excuse me. But it seems like there's always the question of, do I buy Battle Fury or do I buy Maelstrom? And I don't know how to answer that.
It probably depends on the hero, I think.
are you ranged?
Well, yeah, if it's ranged,
Is that how you would answer? It's like this is
Yeah.
a ranged. This is a ranged hero item. The other one is a.
Yeah, I mean,
What's the cost difference though? I think Battle Fury
it's
is.
a huge.
That's
difference.
where I
yeah.
think that Maelstrom can still. It can still be a
it
melee
gives you
hero.
25 damage.
And
25 damage and 24 attack speed.
I think it can still be a melee
no, you
hero
flip
item.
those.
Yeah,
Battle
think
Fury
melee-
gives you a lot more
it
damage.
does. What's the cost difference though?
It's like 1,000.
It's pretty big.
That's a big difference in
1,000
terms of
gold.
an item that you're getting mostly for
3 or 4
farming.
minutes,
I would
yeah.
say maybe if you're a melee hero, maybe you look at where you're at with your farm and what you can, whether
you
you
need
can
help
survive
regen as well.
and
that's-
when is the team fight going to happen?
Yeah.
Are you? Yeah, I guess. Is Battle Fury have strength on it? We're not talking about Battle Fury
No,
today, but
it's a perseverance and then a broadsword.
okay, that's
and
right. So you've got some HP regen on
other
there. So
sword.
maybe if you're
the one that goes this way and the one
Claymore,
that goes that way.
right. So maybe if
Javelin?
you're
No, Claymore.
Claymore, yeah. So if you're melee, maybe you're just looking at, can I afford the Battle Fury because that's a better option. If not, Maelstrom's maybe a fallback,
A quicker
item.
option.
Yeah,
I would agree.
a quicker
Yeah.
option to run into. So
Yeah, I think it all comes down to, because Battle Fury is still, for most heroes, considered a farming item as well.
Right.
yeah.
And
for most
it,
heroes,
it comes down to A, how quickly do I think the other team is going to apply pressure?
yeah,
B, how quickly do I need to be involved in team fights?
Right.
You know, it's just a number of different factors.
Or if you're Kyle in our last match as a team, you
Right.
build both.
You build both.
Kyle, we need to really impress upon you to ask us about your decision making with items.
One of which you buy at about 50 minutes into the game.
Right.
Yes.
Which is okay though. We're all learning the game.
Absolutely.
Totally. It was
Absolutely.
fun. It was fun.
Okay, let's bring in our senior executive producer, Cheeks a Flappin',
Oh.
and start to batten down the hatches with this show here. So,
Cheeks, you there?
Mr. Cheeks.
Yes,
Hello.
yes, I am right here. I was thrown off a little bit because the bumper was not there.
Oh gosh.
Got
Oh,
confused.
hold on.
Wait.
Here we go.
Pretend you're not here. Pretend you're not here.
Okay, I'm not here. Take it back. Redo. Go.
Welcome to the dense and impenetrable web of systemic bullshit we collectively refer to as Dota.
Sorry about that.
Hey, Cheeks.
It's all right. I apologize as well for making that. Anyway, we've been chatting up a storm here in the Twitch chat today.
Wonderful.
First of all, I just remembered from a couple weeks ago because you guys were doing the definite buy or not definite buy thing on the heroes and the items. Last Talent hates that.
Okay.
Just so you know.
Good.
All right, that's fine. I'm gonna keep doing it then.
Just in case. Okay.
Yeah.
In terms of what we've been chatting about this week, I've been talking a bit with GN13L. I don't really know how else I'd pronounce that.
Sounds about right.
GN13L, yeah. And he has a little
Neil,
bit of a
possibly,
thing coming
with a
up here.
silent G.
Oh.
Neil. It's Neil with a silent G. N-E-I-L.
Neil? Well, that's
G-
kind of what I thought. I was like,
Yeah.
it's Neil?
Neil with a silent
But
G.
I don't
That's
know.
what I'm going with.
That sounds
don't
fine. Well, so what did Neil
I'll
have
keep
for
an
us?
eye on the. I'll keep an eye on the chat and see.
Yeah,
if that
we're gonna
changes.
call him Neil
Okay.
anyways. It doesn't matter.
We're gonna call. Okay, we'll call him Neil.
Well,
Anyway,
wait. Here, I'm also
Neil.
gonna play this.
Yeah, these are definitely a buy.
Okay.
Such a dick.
What's Neil have to say?
Well, Neil was saying that he was going to be working at sea for the next couple months,
At what?
and so at sea, like in the open ocean.
In like the water. Okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
Southeast Asia.
like on some sort of giant rig.
Sounds dangerous.
Perhaps in
Sounds-
South. I don't know, but anyway. Well, I'm assuming some sort of floating rig because we talked a little bit about seasickness
I would
because I
assume
really
whatever
leak
he's on
every
would
year.
float. Yeah.
And apparently he hurled it first, but then the medication kind of helped him out. Anyway,
Okay.
he's going to be out there, and he's going to be with his laptop. And so he was asking me, if he could do bots offline. And I said, yeah, you can do bots offline, but it might not, be the most fulfilling Dota experience you've ever had.
Probably
Good practice,
fair.
but
Probably a fair story.
But yeah, you could practice last time.
but I also, I said I'd ask you guys, what are some good PC games that are non-graphics intensive
Well, how old is the
that you
computer?
get a lot of high replayability out of it?
Okay.
Oh wow.
Wow, that's a great question.
I immediately start to think of like games like Minecraft or like Terraria or something.
Those are both really good suggestions. Actually, I would agree with those. Which we don't. I don't usually
Oh, he
agree.
said Neil also mentioned that anything turn-based is or pausable is a plus.
I was gonna say.
As in you can
I was
pause
gonna
it,
go
yeah.
Civilization series. Was what I was gonna go through. So
yeah.
those
Oh,
are
that's
time
great.
sinks to say the least.
Oh my
so
gosh, that's like a game where you start playing and then all of a sudden it's 4 a.m.
right, that or any kind of city building game. Not the new Sims. I think that was online only, although they might have patched it out. But maybe like Sims 4 or SimCity. Was it SimCity?
Oh, yeah,
4?
SimCity 4.
SimCity
Yeah.
4. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I always loved those games.
Those are really fun games.
I would load up like some old Nintendo or
Yeah,
Super
get some
Nintendo emulators.
That's kind of what I was thinking too.
Well, that's
Yeah.
a good idea. Yeah.
Play some of those old school
Yeah.
RPGs.
There's some suggestions for you, Neil.
Or even some of the new sort of platformery ones, like that Shovel Knight is a pretty cool PC
I
game.
haven't played
or
that one,
Rogue
but,
Legacy is also cool.
Rogue Legacy, so good.
I haven't played that either. But yeah, there's a lot of
Spelunky's
a lot of
good.
really small, tiny games that you can get that are like that. So Terraria and Minecraft,
Yeah.
I like those suggestions too. Although those
Yeah.
are maybe more fun
I've put-
socially.
Yeah, I've put countless hours into Don't Starve too. So
okay.
I mean that one.
Yeah.
Yeah, good suggestions
That
for
one's
Neil.
not super intensive, but it looks great. But
Yeah, I think Neil
Yeah.
should be feeling satisfied with some of those thoughts.
I
Basically,
hope so.
what Ben is saying is he wants you to move on.
Yeah, I do.
Okay. So Neil
Thanks,
Neil
Brian.
also said that he wanted to. He mentioned about remapping his keys, and he got me thinking.
Oh, boy.
Because he set his skills to ASDF.
Yeah, yeah,
Then
he
put his
did.
items
Is that you?
on 1, 2, 3, Q, W, and E.
Okay.
Are you there too, or no?
No,
not so much. huh?
I do. My items are WER, Q, W, and E. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. So Neil, I do my items are W, E, R,
Those are your items?
WER, and then C and my 2 mouse buttons.
That's great.
So what do you do for like? Okay, what's like your attack command?
Like attack stop?
Well,
no,
like a move.
like a move, like for like
attack move.
I don't.
for like denying and stuff.
I have the right click enabled.
right.
So
Oh, that's right. You've
yeah.
got the right click enabled.
But what
and it's
about
so
like
bizarre.
attack groups and stuff, like command groups and
Yeah,
stuff?
that's 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever.
Oh, okay, good.
But you don't play. No, yeah. Anyways, but that scream that Jared just did was the scream that Brian did when we lost that match.
No, it was much better. Brian's was so much better.
Yeah, you're right. Brian's like almost brought my head. It broke my headset almost. It was pretty bad.
R.I.P.
It was
headphones.
AC esque. But yeah, anyway.
What's his
continue.
question about
So,
mapping? Yeah, he wants the map keys. He can do that. That's fine.
Oh no! He was just giving us some recommendation. He got me thinking because I was like, yeah, that is kind of where your hand is supposed to go when
Exactly.
you're typing.
You can feel the
It's a
little
little
F
more
thing.
natural.
You can put the F thing
So
for your.
yeah, if you
the
guys
bump.
aren't making this out, Jared's really excited because the F has a bump on it. So the F bump can help, is what you're saying.
Yeah, because that's where your hand's supposed to go.
It's not a lie. Yeah.
I'm gonna start
That's
calling
true.
Ben F.
That's what I was thinking too.
The F bump.
Hashtag F bump.
So yeah, it sounds like you're mostly being supported. I just stick with the defaults, but that doesn't mean
Yeah,
it's
I
the
do
most
defaults
efficient.
too.
So there could be
No, I
more
understand.
efficient things,
Like-
but I don't want to learn differently now, so I'm just going to stay with it.
As you should.
Good idea.
Yeah.
Sort of a curmudgeon type thing to do
Yeah.
or say.
I guess so.
Yeah, totally.
All right, what else do you have for us?
How about the Browns?
Let's see what else we've been chatting about. I was talking with Diddy Mitch because he's here, friend of the show, Diddy Mitch.
Diddy Mitch
I've
and
been playing
his-
some matches with him.
His Celtic Gamers podcast.
Yes, well that's the thing. I was asking him now, Diddy Mitch, will I get anything from your Celtic Gamers podcast if I'm not Celtic? Because I'm like the furthest from Celtic.
Wow, that's a good question.
Jared, you're
And
Irish,
he said-
right?
God. Every time. No, it's Scandinavian.
Are you Irish? What was the response to that?
Oh, he says you'll get a good knowledge of our beers, is what he said.
Oh, that's
right.
I'm actually on board with that. That's a good
sounds
enough
delicious.
reason.
That made me download the first episode right away,
great.
actually. So I'm going to listen to it on my commute this week for sure.
Perfect. Anything else you have for us?
Let's see, anything else? I
Brian's looking
think that's
bored.
pretty much all we've been talking about. We can go ahead and move on to Noobs Ask Noobs.
Let's
though.
do
Let's
that.
do it.
Yeah.
Yes, please.
All right.
That's good.
Okay, so Noobs Ask Noobs. Here we go. First question comes in from Bunny. This is a life question. So get
Administrator
ready.
of the people.
Oh wow.
Think about your life. With Halloween coming up, I thought I'd ask a practical holiday-related question.
Okay.
What is your favorite Halloween candy, past or present? Are you doing any special holiday edition food of the week?
No, we should have. We definitely should have.
Oh man, why did I not
Yeah,
think of food of the
seriously.
week?
I don't know. I've been
Here, I've
blaming
got
you
food of the
since
week right here. I got some right here. Right now, I'm having these pomegranate craisins. And
All right.
it could sort of be, they look sort of like scabby, like scabs. So like, Halloween blood. So they look like dried blood.
Perfect.
Gross.
But the thing I can't tell is if they're pomegranate infused raisin or cranberries, or if they're actual pomegranates.
That's a good question.
I'm a little bit confused because it
Brian,
says
see what you're
craisins dried cranberry.
Yeah.
But then it says pomegranate. Oh, it says here juice infused. Okay, never mind.
They're good.
Answer question.
So good.
I give these a definite buy. Hit it, Brian.
Oh, I wasn't ready for. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, these are definitely a buy.
So yeah. So Brian, that's why these segments where we eat food on the air are awful. Is what you just experienced.
No, I
You
want
just hear the crumpling of the paper and
no, that's the best
dried
part.
blood.
It's the best part.
It's the best
so
part.
bad.
Yeah.
And that's
All
not
right.
saying much,
There,
but
was
that's
there a
the best
question?
part.
Was there even a question?
Yeah,
what's
what was your
candy?
favorite Halloween candy, past or present?
Oh man, I think mine is. Well, there's always like the neighbors that give out like real like
The
large
full-size
size
candy bars.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you
So
want.
I have memories
yeah.
of like Hershey bars and stuff, but I think my favorite would be. You got to go with the Reese Cup pumpkins.
Nah, why pumpkins versus the regular one? I think the consistency's different. It's not as well.
Oh, it's
It is
totally
consi-
better.
Yeah.
It's totally
Well, it's just
better.
like the Reese eggs.
Exactly.
God bless
They're
it.
so good.
Those Reese eggs.
They're good.
They're
Yeah,
so good.
I like Reese's anything.
That's why I
so.
like
They
them.
make me cuss good.
Wow.
Yeah.
I
I
think
like
it's.
the Palmer.
It sounds
like
like
the
it's
Palmer
pretty.
candy.
You like Palmer candy?
Okay.
I think.
Yeah,
are we
yeah, I like the
universally
Palmer
Reese's
chocolate.
over
It's
here?
very waxy.
No. I think I go for my wife makes this little mix of peanuts
Oh,
and
I've had it
candy
before.
corn.
I've had it before.
Oh my god, it's so good.
Okay.
Okay.
I do like candy corn a lot.
Yeah. but candy corn on itself is a little too sweet.
I'm actually
So
answering
you,
candy corn.
you throw in the
That's
peanuts.
what makes it work.
Oh my god, you can eat this stuff for years.
I don't like
I can
candy
eat
corn.
it
That does sound
constantly.
good.
The mix,
It's so
the
good.
mix works. But
So good.
I don't like candy corn normally. But
Could
when
you
it's
do that
mixed-
with popcorn too?
Probably.
That sounds real good.
Not a bad
Popcorn and
idea.
candy corn.
Not a bad idea.
Ooh,
Cheeks.
popcorn balls. Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, popcorn
Yeah,
balls.
Do we have any more questions?
Oh yeah, definitely.
No.
Sorry, moving right along.
Are there any Dota
This is a
related
non-
questions? Can I?
This is a non-life question here.
Yeah,
Here we
okay.
go.
Okay.
Ben
Non-life
wants to get out of
question.
here
This is a
so
Dota
bad
question.
right now.
The Browns are playing.
You can only count on Ben to be in the show for about an hour.
Yeah, I'm checked out at this point. What's the question?
Okay, well, Reddit member Emo Rockstar asks,
Ah, yes.
when does Mask of Madness fall off? I found myself keeping it until the end of game, but I think the squishiness outweighs the benefits after a while.
That's a really good
When
question.
do I sell it for a hero like Sven? And what do I use to take its place?
I'm going to let you answer this, Ben.
I don't ever get rid of it usually because I'm not usually 6 slotted, so I would hold on to it most of the game. But that is a good question. You don't have to activate, so you can keep it for the lifesteal.
Yeah. Is it dismantleable?
Disassemblable?
Is it Johnny 5
Are you saying
disassemblable?
to like build it into a Satanic or something
Right,
else? Is that
yeah.
what you're thinking? I don't know. We'd have to look
In
into
which
that.
case,
Either way,
you
you
should
could
have
just-
bought
yeah.
a Helm of the Dominator.
Well, I never do.
Yeah.
I prefer the Mask of Madness than the Helm, but
Yeah, I think that you can hold on to it until.
well, and I'll tell you here's what I'll put as the definitive answer to this. I'll let you put in your 2 words,
Okay,
2
go ahead.
cents too, but
Absolutely.
I love the movement speed that comes with it.
Yes,
And so
that's
in a lot of
exactly what I was
ways,
gonna say.
anytime that you're in the jungle, the efficiency that comes from being able to zap between different places, the farm is so good that I just hold on to it the whole game. Just because I love being able and to get to a team fight faster, to do
Right,
everything to do
but-
with the movement speed. I love that aspect of it.
But let's say that you are maximizing out and you have 5,000 gold just sitting in your.
Yeah, buy something else.
Yeah, I
agree.
think at that point, if you have 4 items and boots, and you're sitting on enough money to right click an item,
That's when you get rid of it.
that's when you get rid
I
of it.
think that's fair. I agree.
The chat room is apparently questioning whether Cheeks is Chinese or not.
I'm not Chinese.
Seems like a fair question.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
No.
Not that there's anything wrong with that.
Not that there's anything wrong with that. If anything, I like Chinese, like that Monty Python song.
Right.
Anyway. But yeah, they were saying what's the furthest thing from being Celtic? They were wondering, and someone said geographically maybe the Arctic, and I'm from Alaska originally, so
There you go.
So you
Yeah,
might be
sure.
the furthest
There
from
we
it. And
go.
you can still listen to that podcast and get something out of it. So there you go.
exactly.
Okay. All right. What's next on the list here?
Let me see here. Oh yeah, the list. Here we go. I think we're good actually. There was
Okay,
another
great.
question from Bunny about asking about Dire Tide, but I was like, whatever.
Yeah, who
We're sick
cares?
of Dire Tide. Who needs it? We need new
That's right.
heroes.
That's
We
right.
need Goblin Gangsta.
Let me ask you this question.
Yes.
Yeah, Cheeks.
Yes.
We don't.
No, we don't need that.
No, we
at all.
don't.
Cheeks, is it too early to start complaining about not having Frostivus news yet?
Oh,
Can I
no one
start compla-
complained about Frostivus.
Let's
I feel
do
like
it.
no one
Can we
complained about
start?
it.
Why have they not said there's going to be a Frostivus or not yet?
I don't know. I am kind of annoyed. I wish they'd just put out a Halloween map. It doesn't have to change the game. They don't have to do the alternate game
Thank
mode.
you.
The
Yeah,
alternate
you're
game
right.
modes
I
aren't
would.
that
I would
interesting.
like an alternate map as well.
You're right.
Give me spooky maps. Just put some pumpkins around and
Maybe
you
some
know,
fall leaves or something.
Yeah, have the flags
yeah, some
have
bats, more bats, I
skeletons
guess,
on
you
them.
know.
That's all I need.
Jolly Roger.
That's all I need.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
fine.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho, Cheeks, where can we find you online?
You can find me on Twitter at Cheeks-a-Flappin',
Great.
and that's about it. Also, I wanna plug huge douches.
No, don't
Twitter
plug that.
too,
Don't
because his
plug it.
jokes
Oh,
they're
man.
they're so good. He's coming up with them. He's amazing. So
The
you guys can
internet's-
follow Huge Douche at Hugh_JA, douche.
There has been. He is, by the way, the internet's Dota 2 dad joke originator.
Is he?
Oh, he's got to be. Who else
really
is doing
is.
Dota
He's
2
so
dad
good.
jokes?
Just under a different
No
name.
one.
Yeah.
And also, there's been this strange movement about writing haikus
Within the community?
within the community.
What?
I don't know what's going on.
I only saw
I
one of them.
love
but
our
this is a-
community.
this
Bunny
is
wrote
thing
a
now?
haiku about our level 1 Roshan.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. But there's more of them than that?
Oh yeah,
Oh, man.
it's incredible.
I don't
Okay.
know how I feel about this
Okay,
one.
here, can I give
excited.
a new
Absolutely,
huge douche
absolutely.
joke?
No.
Can I
Yes.
do one?
Yeah.
No,
Go
come
for
on.
it.
This is so good. It's so
Do it.
good.
Do
Where
it.
does he come up with this
Okay.
gold? Okay. If I'm facing a no-win scenario against an invisible assassin, is that a Kobayashi Rikimaru?
Oh, jeez.
That's great.
Wow. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah, these are definitely
Ouch.
fine.
aside.
That was.
Splitting
Anywho.
open. Oh.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, where can we
Crazy
find you
everywhere.
online?
Yeah. Well, on that note, you can find me online at Dota Yadneb, and that's on Twitter, PlayStation Network, Xbox Live, and I'm on Reddit on the Reddit thing. I don't think you follow people on Reddit though. I haven't figured it out.
No, you
yet.
can.
You can follow me on Reddit.
Yeah, I don't recommend it. I don't think Ben does anything.
I'm on Reddit sometimes.
Well, yeah, but
I was on there this week.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Okay. Yeah, that's right. I take all that back,
Wow,
Ben.
I am so
Wow, yeah.
not really offended, mostly apathetic. But go ahead.
Yeah.
Where can I find Jared?
Let's let Jared give his own info this week.
Sure.
Well, no, I'm asking him for his info.
My
Yeah, I
Twitter
think it's
handle
at plus
is
3,000 on
plus
Twitter, right?
3,000. PLUS number 3,000, yes. And that's pretty much it.
Okay.
I'm very inactive in general.
Mostly an occasional tweet about hockey,
Yeah,
and then do you even do anything about Dota?
Let's get
not
you
too
be-
often. My
let's
my
get
Blue
you-
Jackets are losing right
Let's
now.
get you
Yeah.
tweeting
Oh.
more predictions for Dota 2 lounge bets, like more
Okay.
more tips.
62% win rate
That's
on my
pretty good.
on my Dota
See?
2
Yeah,
bets.
there you go.
That's great.
so-
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
No.
All right. Should we ask Brian where
Yep.
he's found?
You can follow me.
Brian, where can we find that VOD of us pulling off that level 1 Roche?
Is it up
Bunny has the VODs. I'm gonna get him up on the We Like Dota Twitter page or YouTube page.
Yeah.
Also follow We Like Dota on Twitter and Reddit. You can follow my personal Twitter at Byinger, BYINGER. Check out the website at WeLikeDota.com. And I think that's it, folks.
all I
Let's get
got.
out of here. We'll see you next week.